Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And it is Wednesday on August 5th, and we are halfway through the first week of August. Can you believe it? I'm actually kind of glad because as we get through August, that means the end of overheating here in Arizona where I am. So, as we continue on our journey into the hidden realms, which is what the name of this tarot deck is that we are using this month of August, it was graciously offered to lend to me for the month of August by my friend Topaz, and they are falling all over the place. And this is another deck by Barbara Moore. The illustrations, the absolutely beautiful illustrations, are done by Julia Jeffrey. And I just think that this is one of the prettier decks, though I have not yet found a card that I fully recommend the deck to beginning readers. So if you are new to tarot, maybe this is not the right deck for you. But let's see. Without further ado, let's find out what card we have for today. All right. This is actually a really nice card for the middle of the week. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. And we know that tens are kind of the closing of the story. It's the catharsis. It's how things end in the minor arcana suits in the story that they tell. And pentacles are typically to do with the earth, to do with fertility, the physical world, as well as wealth and anything that is more material, which to me often means that the coin is, or the pentacle rather, is more of a coin rather than just a symbolic pentacle. So what I really like about this one is that he's got like the standing stones, which kind of remind me of the stones in Karnak. And I wonder if some of these locations that we will see are kind of almost mythical, a little bit like the fairy kind of tend to linger in them, sort of like Stonehenge or like Karnak and other places where there are mysterious locations, shall we say. And I really like this because he definitely embodies what the typical Ten of Pentacles gentleman looks like. He is clearly not a young man. He's balding. He's got the receding hairline going on. He clearly has a good beard going on. He's not quite gray. I don't really see any graying. He's kind of more red-haired, which again, the pentacles typically represent people of a darker complexion. I'm not sure if I like the red hair on this one. I'd rather see the red hair on was it the Knight of Wands, where I was like, he really needs to have redder hair. But, it is what it is. So with the Ten of Pentacles, the typical meaning is sort of either to do with inheritance or kind of a coming to a close on your successful story. So it's not a bad ending to your story. It's a bit like again, it's the inheritance card if you are a younger person. It is the card of kind of a happy retirement if you are older. And it really stems back to kind of connecting all generations to one another. And that doesn't seem like it's about wealth per se or specifically fertility, but it does kind of connect us to what is important and of value in our material world. When we think of material gains and fertility and wealth and gains and success, we tend to lean towards monetary and the financial. But to most of us, if we really were to stop and think, what is valuable to us is the family and the connections and the friends and the life we built. It isn't really the dollar sign on that life, it's what the intrinsic value, the soul value, the value to your heart is. So I look at this guy standing at these stones, which sometimes some people have said that these stones are meant to be graves. Others say they are meant to be markers, and others still say that they are meant to be kind of like a bit more like Stonehenge, where they're a worshiping place. So you would worship something at these. And either way, it reaches to our roots, to our ancestors, and it kind of looks like he's leaving an offering, leaving a coin to these stones so that he can kind of connect back to his roots and probably ask for something in the future so that he can come back time and time again in like a pilgrimage sort of way. And I really see this card in this deck as being about the pilgrimage and being about that coming home, but as well kind of going to a sacred space and giving back and having your gratitude to the sacred and to the things that have given you all the blessings that are in your life, rather than just, oh, well, I'm happy and I'm here and I'm giving my stuff to others. But this is more about that deeper connection to our ancestors, to the world we were born in, to kind of the gifts that we are given throughout the past lives and throughout our past, rather than just the work we've done in this life. So I like this card because it does kind of speak to more than a connection of this lifetime and more of like, what did you learn in other lifetimes as well, which I think is probably the point of this, because it is about the hidden realms and it is about not just the physical world that we are so used to, but also connecting to kind of the little bit mystical, the little bit supernatural. So I do like that. I love the green lush background on this because that does connect us to the pentacles and the earth, which again is one of the elements represented by this suit. And green, I love how bright and green that is, and it really connects you to the vitality of this card. Again, he's wearing like a fur cloak, so I kind of, maybe that just means that because he's older, or the wealth of fur, I don't know, but it doesn't really speak to me as like anything of real importance as far as like, ooh, look at the symbolism of this. But I think the symbolism is really more in the background and in the fact that he is kind of an aged, wizened person and has probably made this pilgrimage multiple times. So I do like this card. I do think that it represents what the meaning and symbolism is for this card. But again, if you are not a practiced reader, you might not get all of that from this card. I think that if I were to just look at this card blind and not knowing anything, I would think that this card was maybe about making a pilgrimage, maybe about making offerings and having gratitude. I don't know. It's pretty fuzzy. There's not a whole lot to pull from this. But either way, it is a beautiful card. It is a very bright card, and I think it's lovely. And he has such a jovial face. This guy just has such a great face on him. And so Julia Jeffrey definitely has a skill. I don't know what medium these cards are done in, so I'll have to look that up and see if they're like watercolor, or I'm not sure what that is. But I'll look it up. I'll see. If anybody does know, please feel free to leave a comment below. And if you have any other questions or comments about this card or anything that I am talking about in these videos, please, always, you are welcome to leave a comment. Positive things are always welcome, but you know, if you keep the negative on a more critique level, that's also good. Please be nice is basically all it is. Keep the swears to yourself. That's it. I try to be PG on this channel. If you have any interest in any of the other weird stuff that I do on here, please check out the links in the description below. I have a website. I do all kinds of weird playlists on here, including like playing my ukulele and my harmonica and belly dance and reading some of my stories and just being an overall goofball, while most of my other gigs and things are kind of canceled for 2020, which is pretty much the same for all of us. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Stay cool, stay safe, stay healthy, and be good to one another. Have a wonderful week. Bye!